Good afternoon, everybody. It's Hunter Elliott with rangehot.com. Hope y'all are doing well. This afternoon, I'm finalizing my review of the brand new Sig P365 little subcompact 9mm pistol. The first thing that I do want to show you is the 10-round detachable box magazine is out. The slide is locked to the rear. Chamber's empty, so we know a little gun safe to talk about. I got this pistol from Sig a few months ago, and I spent a little bit of time with it there on the range right away, getting comfortable with it, and then assuring myself that it was reliable with several different types of defensive ammunition. Once I was there, ordered a next holster, Guardian, leather concealment holster, and I immediately pressed this little gun into service, and for the past several months I have been carrying it as my everyday carry concealed carry gun. Between myself and several of my friends and family, we got just a tick over 600 rounds downrange, and that is a myriad of different types of ammunition from several different types of defensive ammunition, jacket and hollow points, as well as just your standard ball and a couple different weights, even down to the super cheap Tula steel cased ammo. And out of all that, didn't have any kind of reliability problems, any kind of malfunctions. The slide reliably locked back to the rear every time when the magazine ran dry. So, in my opinion, a little defensive gun like this, reliability is paramount, and I think we're there. So let me go over a couple of the features for it, then we'll get into how the review played out. Starting here at the top, you can see that it's got some really nice Sig 3-dot night sights. Both dovetailed into the slide, and this rear side here has got a pretty nice notch on it, so if you had to do a one-handed slide rack, you could catch it on your belt, your boot, the edge of a table. That way you'd be able to rack the slide one-handed. It does have here on the port and starboard side of the slide forward and rear cocking serrations, and while they're good enough to where you can get a good solid grip on the gun, they're not so aggressive that when you're holstering and unholstering inside of your other holster that they're tearing up the inside of your. It does have some kind of odd accessory rail. It's not a Weaver or Picatinny type rail, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that, but if I were to speculate, I would say that maybe Sig is developing something that would be compatible with this, but here again, I don't have any really intel on that, so just kind of guessing. We're going to come down here to the trigger. The trigger's not bad. You do have a bit of take up. Trigger breaks at just under 6 pounds with some over travel. Now, this is the only what I'm going to call external safety, except for the one that you've got between your ears, so you need to keep that in mind. Then right here together you have the slide stop and the takedown lever. Now the slide stop worked exactly like I said, but it is a small compact gun, so when you're running it, you want to make sure that you don't crowd that slide stop with your thumb and keeping it from doing its job when you do run the mag drive. Coming down here to the magazine release, it is a kind of a triangular shaped, and it's got a lot of real estate on it, but it doesn't protrude very far from the receiver. I think that's just fine. I didn't have any trouble getting the dry or empty mags or full mags or whatever out of the gun, but I like the fact that it doesn't protrude too far, because here again, if you're carrying this in a concealment holster tight to your body, you would not want to inadvertently disengage your magazine. That would be no good. Front strap, rear strap, nicely textured, as well as the port and starboard side on the grip area of the receiver. So it's a very comfortable gun to shoot. You've got a really deep beaver tail here, so that deep beaver tail and in incorporating this texturing, yeah. So I want to get around to the magazines. Now the gun ships from Sig with 2 mags. They're both 10 rounders. One of them has a standard just flush base pad, and the other has just the slightest hint of a pinky extension, and it does have a little bit of texturing on it. Now both of these magazines were fine. The one with the pinky extension was certainly more comfortable for me, but the little flush fit standard type base pad, well, it made for carrying a spare magazine pretty easy, especially if you wanted to just drop something in your pocket. It does take up the minimal amount of area. Now here again, shooting the gun with that, it wasn't a problem, but you certainly notice it as compared to the one with the pinky extension. Now Sig also offers a 12-round magazine, and you can find them in local gun stores for right around 50 bucks, and it has a really nice +2 extension on it that is very well textured. And so not only is that going to give you 2 more rounds that you have on board, it gives you a lot more grip area here on the gun and makes it a whole lot more comfortable to shoot without adding a whole lot more to the gun. So I actually been carrying this mostly with the 12-round magazine, and then either one of those 10-round magazines is a spare. I really like this little pistol. I mean, accuracy wise, not bad at all. I shot several groups offhand about 25 feet, and they were grouping inside of a 4-inch circle, no problems. We did get it out offhand to some, longer distances, 15, 20 yards, and we were able to, print some decent, 5 or 6 inch groups, 10 rounds. But this is obviously not a bullseye pistol. It is a dedicated, what I would consider, defensive firearm. Now, it is still plenty comfortable to shoot to where I didn't mind taking it to the range and having a lot of fun with it. So it's got a lot going for it. Now the magazines here are different. They are a double stack that feeds into like a single stack. So using some new technology that Sig kind of put together, they were able to get that kind of capacity in a pistol that is smaller than the subcompacts you're looking at, like the Ruger LC9. But you're getting a smaller, even a little bit more compact gun with a higher magazine capacity and equally as comfortable to shoot. So what's not to like? And that's really about all I've got to say about the P365. I am very satisfied with it as far as a concealed carry gun. This is just coming off the heels of me doing the P320 review, and I actually wound up buying that gun from Sig, and I've kept it for myself, and I've actually fell in love with it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it is my intention also, and I hate doing this, I try to make a rule of not buying test guns, but I'm gonna buy this P365 from Sig, I believe, and I'm gonna keep this as my everyday carry, because over the past few months I've grown quite fond of it. I've grown very comfortable with it, and I feel confident that this is as good an option as anything out there, and probably better than a lot for concealed carry in a subcompact 9mm. Now with that said, I keep using the term subcompact, and therein lies could be some of the problem with a subcompact gun as compared to a full-size gun. You're going to lose velocity, and when you lose velocity with a defensive round, then you run the risk of not having correct expansion out of your jack and hollow point. So Sig introduced the 365 V-Crown ammunition, and that was designed and optimized for concealed carry and smaller guns. So you know what? I had some ballistics gel lying around, so I shot a few through the ballistics gel to make sure that it was expanding like it was supposed to. As you can see here, the first one was shot over ballistics gel, bare gel. This second one here was shot with the same ballistics gel with 3 layers of blue jean denim across it. I'm going to wrap this up and get in the house. So as always, there's going to be an article on rangehot.com with a lot more of the technical information about this gun. As always, this is just a video overview. So jump over there to rangehot.com, read that article, check that out. If you got any questions or comments past that, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest. I do the social media gamut, so let me know what you think, good, bad, right, or wrong. I appreciate constructive criticisms. All I want to continue to do is make the articles and the videos better, so you will continue to come back and watch and check me out and that sort of thing. So that's about all I got. I want you to take care of yourselves and each other, and I look forward to seeing you at the range.